is most important to understand that your savings and investment should start as soon as possible in your life. That's why I want people to understand that early investment is the key to treasure. Most people who come to UAE are relatively young families and young blood. Let's talk about someone who start young, and at the age of 30 he starts working here in the UAE or in any other Gulf country and makes money and invests as well. At the same time, someone who comes at the 30 years of age and does not invest until 40 years of age and then starts his investing journey. Let's talk about them and let's compare both of them. Let's say if we talk about a person who comes at the age of 30 and starts earning in the UAE at the age of 30 and he retires at the age of 60. He has almost 30 years in this country, and let's say if he maintains 5% profit rate over his investment over the period of 30 years on annual basis, how much he's able to make at the end of the 30 years or at the age of retirement of 60. At the same time, someone who is let's say who doesn't start investing at the age of 30, he starts working at the age of 30, but he realizes at the age of 40 that he must be investing now. How much would he have to pay uh, to make the same kind of pot that the other person A made already at the age of 60? Let's talk about this compound interest calculator. This is coming from the usinvestor.gov, but you can use any calculator available online. I just found this first link on the Google, so that's why I'm using it. You have initial investment of 5,000 dirhams. You have monthly contribution of 5,000 dirhams. You can mention the length of times in a year. It is, let's say, 20 or 30 years, let's say, and then 5% of interest rate that you're assuming to get, and then calculate it. After the calculation, you will find that the value that is coming is around 4 million. This is again dollar, but you can consider it as dirham. 4 million dirhams accumulated over 30 years. For that, you have invested 1.8 million dirhams from your 5,000 investment every, let's say, every month. Now let's talk about someone who is having, let's say, initial investment of 10,000 dirhams and then again 10,000 dirhams per month for 20 years, 5% interest rate. Calculate it and you will find that you will be again having almost 4 million dirhams after 20 years on 10,000 dirhams of investment. So it is very important again to have investment done as much as possible, as soon as possible. You can see you have to invest double if you invest 10 years later. So your investment would be on once you start investing late, you will have to invest more to attain the same kind of returns. I want to talk about some pointers here for people who are coming here new and for people who want to start investing their journey. Just make sure about these pointers and I'm sure that you will be good to go. So the first point is prioritize your needs over your wants. I talked about separately in another video of mine where I talked about how I'm planning to buy an iPhone, which is a want for me, and how I'm gonna finance that want. Whenever you're investing for a want or whenever you're spending for a want, make sure you have a plan for that. If you have something in need, you definitely have to spend in any case, but if you are investing or if you're spending for any want, you have to be mindful. What I do normally is try planning for such kind of want well ahead in advance, and once I do that, I also have another plan. Let's say if I have to plan for buying an iPhone, I did talk about this in separately in complete detail on that video as well, but just to summarize here, if let's say I have to buy a 4,000 dirham worth of an iPhone, I would go buy an iPhone not just outrightly on my credit card, but I will plan to buy that through a systematic plan. Plus, whenever I buy this 4,000 dirham worth of iPhone, I will be investing the same 4,000 dirham into stocks of Apple as well. This is my kind of investments in my kind of system of investment where I want to buy something which I want. While living in the UAE, I use Sarva as an investment platform. If you want to invest through Sarva, make sure you use the link in the description below. You will get $50 as a welcome bonus as well. Before we go into the next point, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I also have a newsletter. Make sure you subscribe to the newsletter as well. Link is in the description below. Secondly, practice delayed gratification. Now there is a study done in, I think there is a big study which was talking about marshmallow test that was done in one of the universities in the US, and what they did is bring up some kids in one room and gave them some marshmallows, and they told them that once you eat if you want more marshmallows, then just wait for 30 minutes and we'll give you more, but if you want to have the marshmallow, you can have the one in front of you. There are some kids who didn't go for the marshmallow and waited for the half an hour and get another and got the second marshmallow as well. So this tells you about delayed gratification. When these kids, this was a big study done in late, I think, last century. These kids were assessed after 20-30 years, and they were found that whoever was practicing delayed gratification was having better financial adult life. So it means that whenever you try to have some want, make sure to delay it so that you have better gratification later on. Whenever you delay something like that, maybe eventually after 2 or 3 days or 3 months, 2 months, whatever time has passed by, you might not even want that later on. Next point is that whatever mistakes you're doing, make sure to not to classify them as mistake, but to classify them as learning. I have done one similar kind of mistake in 2011 when I started doing the trading on different kind of US stocks, oil, gold, but I was doing leverage trading, which I didn't understand completely, and I had a loss of almost $8,000. But after that, it was a mistake. It was my failure, but that failure made me learn a lesson not to go for such kind of trading platforms. So I didn't go for such kind of trading platform later on in my life, which helped me once this crypto fever come up and everybody was investing in this crypto, and I was actually 100% sure that I don't want to go in such kind of scams, I would say. So that is why I didn't invest anything in crypto, and I won't recommend anybody who is not aware about such risks to involve in crypto kind of investments as well. The next point is that you should prioritize your health, and while living in this country, while living in the Middle East, you should be always having health insurance, and you should not compromise on that. Always take health insurance, always take health insurance for your family as well if your employer is not providing that. So make sure to have good health insurance, plus make sure you have a good healthy habits, healthy eating lifestyle, so that you have a longevity as well in terms of medical expenses towards the end of your life. As I said in the beginning, as I mentioned in the person A and person B like comparison, compounding is very important. Understanding compounding is important. Understanding compounding as a wealth is very important. Understanding compounding in terms of your experience of in investing is very important as well. uh, make sure you understand the theory of compounding. That's why Einstein has said, or maybe it is associated with him, that compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. So importantly, you have to understand what is compounding, and you should know how to compound your wealth, how to compound your experience as well. The next point is that make sure you have an emergency fund set up already. There is no point having investing and saving done already, but you don't have any kind of emergency fund. Emergency fund should be around at least 3 months of your expenses, but in most of the cases, people living in the UAE, I would recommend to have at least 6 months of emergency fund set up aside for you. I have made another video, a lot of actually videos, but another video is specifically recently for emergency fund, but that is on my Urdu channel. If you want to see that video, you can have a look on that as well. The link is on the cards mentioned here. Now coming to savings and investment, make sure whatever you are spending should be done after you spend and after you save and invest. And between save and invest, make sure you're investing more and saving less. Whatever you save, you should be saving for the emergency fund, as I've said before, and after that, whatever you have, you should be investing either in real estate, either in stock market. I would say suggest stock market, as I have said before as well. You can invest in Sarva through the stock market. For the US stock market, you can invest through Sarva. You can get $50 of referral bonus as well. If you use my link in the description below, you will get the bonus as well. Terms and condition apply, but make sure you start investing. I have made different videos where you can see how I'm making investment through Sarva and how I'm making use of the dividend income to have my cash flows as well for long-term returns. Talking about dividends, next point is about creating your passive income. Passive income can come in different shapes and forms. What I consider passive is not having to look at the charts all the time, or not having to work for the money you are making. It should be, the money should be made while you are sleeping as well. Make sure you have some kind of passive income streams. Either it's from the rental properties, either it's from the dividend income that you can make through the stocks, either from the REITs. I have made separate videos on the REITs as well. REITs are basically real estate investment trust. You can invest in the US REITs from the Serva app itself. While having the job, while working on full time, you should also start creating some side hustle for yourself. It can be anything. It can be from social media accounts, from let's say real estate income. Even I know people who are working full time is still doing some Airbnb kind of job in this part of the world. There is a platform of GetStake. GetStake gives you an opportunity to invest in UAE real estate market with a minimum amount of fund, and that can be that property will be rented out as Airbnb, and you can get the returns as well. The minimum amount of investment can be 2000 dirhams. You can get a referral bonus of 250 dirhams if you use the link in the description below. So I make such kind of videos all the time. There are few videos here in the end screen. You can click them and watch them and let me know how do you like the video. Please let me know. Thanks for watching the video. Bye bye.